May we have your kind attention, please?
Dr. Homi Jahangir Baba, the visionary pioneer and principal architect of India's nuclear energy program, once profoundly remarked.
It is absolutely in the interest of India to have a vigorous school of research in fundamental sciences. For such a school forms the spearhead of research not only in less advanced branches of science, but also in problems of immediate practical application in the industry.
It is upon his impassioned vision and inspiring ideals that the very foundation of the Homi Baba National Institute has been laid.
With these noble and stirring words in our hearts, I, Tanya Singh, doctoral scholar in nuclear physics at BRC,
And I, Anand Sable, doctoral scholar, Chemical Sciences BRC, extend a very good afternoon to one and all. On behalf of the Homi Baba National Institute, it is a profound honor and genuine delight to warmly welcome our guests of honor, esteemed dignitaries, dedicated faculty and staff, and the vibrant student community of this momentous occasion of HBNI Foundation Day.
today, the 3rd of June, is far more than just a mere date on the calendar. It is a day of profound significance for all of us. On this very day in 2005, the Homi Baba National Institute was established under Section 3 of the UGC Act.
Since its inception, HBNI has been entrusted with a vital mission to cultivate deep expertise in nuclear science and engineering and to serve as a dynamic catalyst, accelerating fundamental research and transforming it into pioneering technologies and applications through its diverse and rigorous academic programs.
With the passage of time, HBNI has steadfastly fulfilled its mission, upheld its visionary ideals, and honored its foundational values with unwavering commitment.
Today, we celebrate 20 years of excellence, innovation, and dedication to education and scientific advancement.
This auspicious occasion is marked by the conferral of degree certificates, presentation of outstanding student awards, and innovation accolades, and the distinguished J.B. Joshi Research Foundation Endowment Lecture, all in commemoration of HBNI Foundation Day. However, before we proceed further, it is my utmost pleasure to invite the chief guest for today's ceremony. May I kindly request everyone to join me in extending a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Sri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO of Tata Chemicals Limited, Mumbai, with a resounding applause.
We have another esteemed individual amongst us as the guest of honor, Ms. Seema Jain, Member, Council of Management, HBNI, and Member, Finance, Atomic Energy Commission, and Space and Earth Commission. Please welcome and honor her presence with another applause.
I would also like to express a humble request to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor U. Kamachi Modali of HBNI, Professor A.K. Tyagi, Dean HBNI, and Sri Hari Narayan Sahu, Registrar HBNI, to accompany the guest of honor to their respectful places on the dais.
At this juncture, HBNI would like to show its respect to the revered dignitaries by felicitating them to their respectful places on the dais.
It is my sincere request to Professor U. Kamachi Modali, Honorable Vice Chancellor HBNI, to felicitate our chief guest, Sri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO of Tata Chemicals Limited, with a bouquet as a sign of our hospitality and reception. Please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Again, I humbly appeal to Honorable Vice Chancellor to welcome Ms. Seema Jain with a bouquet as a symbol of reception.
Thank you, sir. As we begin our event, let us invoke the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the deity of wisdom, knowledge, and arts.
To grace us with Saraswati Vandana, we would like to invite Professor Dipanvita Datta, Associated Dean, HBNI, on the stage.
जय जय देवी जय जग जननी जय जय सरस्वती माए जय जय देवी जय जग जननी जय जय सरस्वती माए जय जय देवी जय जग जननी जय जय सरस्वती जय जय भवानी जय सरबानी जय जय भवानी जय सरबानी जय त्रिभुवन सुखदाई जय जय भवानी जय सरबानी जय त्रिभुवन सुखदाई ते माया अनंत अपार जाको को नहीं पाए जय जय देवी जय जग जननी जय जय सरस्वती माए जय जय देवी जय जग जननी जय जय सरस्वती हस्त कमला मुबीन बजाबे हस्त कमला मुबीन बजाबे जामे सुर गाए हस्त कमला मुबीन बजाबे जामे सब सुर गाए तुझे हाथ विराजत पुस्तक वेद श्रुति उपजाए जय जय देवी जय जग जननी जय जय Saraswati Maaye Jaya Jaya Devi Jaya Jagajanani Jaya Jaya Saraswati Jaya Jaya Saraswati Jaya Jaya Saraswati.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very beautiful and melodious prayer. Without any further ado, we will commence with the today's proceedings.
I would like to make a modest appeal to Professor A.K. Tyagi, Dean HBNI, to kickstart the HBNI Foundation Day program by gracing us with his welcoming address. Sir.
Respected Shri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO Tata Chemicals Mumbai and Chief Guest of today's Foundation Day. Respected Madam Seema Jain, Member Finance, Space, Atomic Energy and Earth Commissions. Guests of honor of today's function, Professor U. Kamachi Mudli, Honorable Vice Chancellor HBNI, Shri Harinaran Sahu, Registrar HBNI. Good afternoon and welcome you all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Professor R.B. Grover, Founding Director of HBNI, Professor J.B. Joshi, Chancellor ICT Mumbai, and Distinguished Professor Emeritus HBNI. We have with us Shri Karthikeyan, JSER. Welcome to him also. We have several unit heads, Trombay Council members. I take great pleasure to welcome all of you to this function. Conveners, co-conveners, and members of different BOS in different disciplines, member of COM, member of Academic Council, Dean Academics from different CIs and OCC of HBNI. Faculty members, I see number of them who have come from BARC and TMC. I also welcome HBNI central colleagues. Last but not the least, young students and your family members. This program is for you people. We all have assembled today from faraway places to celebrate the success which you have achieved in your academic program, which will pave the way for your rest of the future in higher education. You are an important and integral part of our Foundation Day function. So my hearty welcome to you once again. Right from Dr. Bhaba's time, lot of emphasis was paid to attract young talent to atomic energy program. When I say young talent, it means young talent from remote areas, vernacular medium. That's what most of us are. Training school of BARC, which began in the year 1957, is a classic and historical example of Dr. Bhaba's vision. HBNI, you yesterday heard our respected Chancellor of HBNI, Dr. Anil Kakodkar. He discussed in details the genesis of this unique experiment. I am quoting his words as it is. It was founded on the very same day, 20 years ago. June 3rd, 2005 is a landmark day in academic programs of DAE because on that day, HBNI was born out of Section 3 of UGC Act 1957. Basic idea was to strengthen the academic programs and to integrate academic programs of DAE. Hence, this very particular day is celebrated every year as Foundation Day. Some of you witnessed yesterday's first convocation of HBNI. This unique structure, as I mentioned, was envisaged to integrate academic programs, be it basic science-based groups or project-based groups to bring them together, to bring a fundamental R&D scientist and an end user coming and discussing at same frequency. This was a major objective of HBNI, and soon you will know from the annual report of Honorable VC of HBNI how far we have achieved this particular mandate given by the department. Presently, I am proud to say HBNI has got 13 institutions affiliated to it for their academic programs. 10 of them are constituent instituents and 3 of them are off-campus centers. 4 of them are major R&D units of DAE. They are Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai, Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research, Kalpakam, Variable Energy Cyclotron Center, Kolkata, Raja Ramanna Center for Advanced Technology, Indore. BARC and IGCAR are engaged in top-class research in the field of nuclear sector. And of course, many more other allied areas also are being worked on. VCC is the place where accelerators are housed and a lot of work is going on in generating radioisotopes for various applications. RRCAT, you all know, is the hub of synchrotron center where users from all over India and some from abroad also come and perform their experiments. We have 9 aided institutions with us: Tata Memorial Center, Mumbai, Saha Institute of Nuclear Physics, Kolkata. We have unit head Professor Bhattacharya with us, Institute of Mathematical Sciences, Chennai, Institute of Plasma Research, Ahmedabad, Harishchand Research Institute, Prayagraj, NICER, Bhubaneswar. We have director of NICER also with us, Professor Ghosh. NICER is in true sense an academic institution of HBNI where you will see hundreds of students moving around, bubbling with energy. Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar is another institute in Bhubaneswar which is also affiliated to HBNI for academic program. During last year, I am proud to say we added into our fold 2 more off-campus centers. They are Homi Bhabha Cancer Hospital and Mahamna Pandit Madan Mohar Cancer Center situated at Varanasi. We have Director Dr. Pradhan with us. Homi Bhabha Cancer Hospital and Research Center, New Chandigarh. And I'm proud to say on behalf of Tata Memorial Center that about 50% of oncologists in this country have some or the other association with TMC Mumbai or other branches of TMCs is spread all over India. Such is the impact of our constituent institutions and OCC. Young friends and my colleagues, Foundation Day of any organization is the day when we celebrate our success and we introspect on areas where we need to strengthen and we plan for future growth. I am sure that with cooperation of all the CIs and OCC and support from Department of Atomic Energy, we will further climb the ladder on various fronts. With these few words, let me once again welcome you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for deeply impressing the importance of this day, and your words have made the audience more receptive towards today's event.
Now, I would like to make a modest request to Professor U. Kamachi Modali, Honorable Vice Chancellor HBNI, to express his opening perceptions on the day and showcase the academic accomplishments of HBNI via a presentation on HBNI Annual Academic Report 2024 to 2025. Please, sir.
Very good afternoon, Honorable Chief Guest for the 20th Foundation Day of HBNI, Mr. R. Mukundan, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Tata Chemicals Limited, one of the pioneering chemical industry from the Tata Sons Group. Honorable Guest of Honor, Madam Ms. Seema Jain, Member Finance, Space, Atomic Energy and Earth Commission. my colleagues, Professor Tyagi, Dean HBNI, and Mrs. Harinarayan Sahu, Registrar HBNI, Founding Director of HBNI, Professor Grover, Professor JB Joshi, Chancellor, Institute of Chemical Technology, and also Professor of Emeritus of HBNI, heads of institutions, members of FORM, members of the Academic Council, Standing Committee of Deans, Dean Academics, Dean Student Affairs, nodal officers, and heads of units from DAE Secretariat, Joint Secretary, External Relations, Mr. Karthikeyan, and other distinguished invitees, students, faculties, and the parents and family members of the students who are receiving the degree today, the postgraduate degree today. A warm welcome to all of you for this 20th Foundation Day of HBNI. Any achievement is a measurable one, either by quantity or by quality. The quantity, I think we have the best person, our Honorable Madam, the Member Finance. The quantity numbers are very important. The quality, the academic community in front of you, in front of me, all of you know that how much the quality has to be achieved. The institute that was built in 2005, June 3rd, where we got recognition from UGC as the deemed to be university, is now 25-year-old adult who is getting into the leap mode now. From the adult, he is entering into the mode of jumping into high performance. I will start from where Professor Tyagi left the beginning of the HBNI. He was very nicely explaining, and the institutions that are associated with HBNI. In this 20 year, I'm very proud to tell you to start with that HBNI has acquired in 2024 with the Ministry of Education's National Institutional Ranking Framework, the 6th rank in the nation in the research category. And also we have received in the Nature Index, 2nd best institution in the country in overall publications and 1st place in physical sciences. I think it is a greatest moment for Homi Bhabha National Institute, thanks to the struggles, the hard work that was put by all our predecessors, the former vice chancellors, director, and the former deans, associate deans, institute chair professors, faculties, and all the students together. Today, we are in a proud situation that we are one of the best in the research institution category. Coming to this year's annual performance, which should be measurable in numbers, compared to previous year, where we had 44 academic programs, we have added 3 more academic programs. The number one is PhD in Environmental Science and Engineering, an interdisciplinary subject in line with the National Education Policy. After establishing a Board of Studies in Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering with the approval of the Council of Management, this course will be run by the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai. The second program which was started, I think you could have seen yesterday's Economic Times advertisement was put by Tata Memorial Center for MSc in Passion Navigation. It's a very unique course, and that is very much required, particularly in the field of oncology, a passion navigation, very unique course. And I'm very happy that TMC Mumbai is instituting from this year. MSc Mathematics, it looks to be a very normal course, but I'll tell you it's a very special course that Harishchandra Research Institute, with a lot of hard work, they have started with provision for the new education, National Education Policy 2020, so that students will have the options of all the provisions of NEP 2020. And all these 3 programs are started during this period. HBNI signs academic collaboration MOU, Memorandum of Understanding with a large number of institutions in the country. As it was advised by the Council of Management, we never go for numbers here. We don't want to have a large number of institutions that we want to tell that we have signed with 100, 200 institutions. But we are very choosy. And the guideline is that you have to sign MOUs with institutions that are within the national rank of 50 or the institutions of national eminence. And those institutions where similar higher education and research is going on. So far, HBNI has signed in this last 20 years, 25 eminent academic institutions. And during this year, we have signed with 5 institutions. But the first one is very surprising that last year we signed on the same day, Foundation Day, with the Confederation of Indian Industry, Mumbai. I'm very proud that we are having Mr. Mugundan, who is designated just 2 days back as the president of the All India Confederation of Indian Industry. He will be the president for 25-26, and I am going to appeal to him, request him to take all the support of CII to provide employment opportunities, to provide internship opportunities, to provide skill up opportunities for all our students, the best students that we will have in some of the best disciplines in our institution, both postgraduate and PhD degree. The second institute is Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. Third one is Indian Institute of Technology, Jammu. And fourth one is Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. And the fifth one is Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Bangalore. Yesterday we had Professor B. Balram, who is an honorary professor from this JNCSR, Bangalore. Subsequent to this academic period, also we have signed 2 more MOUs, one with IIT Hyderabad, based on the request from Baba Atomic Research Center. And then we have also signed with Atal Incubation Center of the Pi Hub of RRCAT Indore. Looking at the academic records, the numbers are very impressive here. They are increasing. Last year, 23-24, we had 989 students. And this year, 1,017 students are admitted in different programs in all our CIs and OCC. And I'm proud to tell you that out of which 410 students have registered, enrolled for PhD program. The previous year it was 389. So our number of students who are enrolling into PhD, the number of students enrolling into all other programs are keep increasing year over year. And I'm also proud to tell that this year the results have been declared for 897 students as against 789 students previous year, out of which 293 PhD students have received yesterday the degree as against 278 previous year, 131 MTech degrees this year as against 74 previous year, 260 MSc degrees in various disciplines, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and so on, 98 postgraduate and super specialty medical degrees with specialization in oncology and nuclear medicine, 70 postgraduate diploma in nuclear science and engineering, and 26 diploma in radiological physics, etc. One of the unique schemes that we have in HBNI to support the students to have wider peer review of their work is to allow them to travel abroad, by which they can meet their peers, experts, and contemporaries working in the similar area, and they can scale the level of the research that is going on. HBNI provides this foreign travel assistance every year to its PhD scholars after they have acquired 3 annual performance records with good and above. I'm very happy to tell you, with the approval of the Council of Management, for Group A countries, starting from USA, we are giving this year onwards 2.5 lakhs against 2 lakh from previous year, and 2 lakh for the Group B countries from 1 lakh last year, And Group C countries which are nearby, SARC and other smaller countries which are nearby, which is 1 lakh, which is raised from 60,000 previously. So HPNI students can meet their major expenses during this international trip where they can go and present their research work. And I'm very proud to tell you, up to March 31st, 2025, we have supported 32 students and with a total expenditure of 29.6 lakhs, which was dispersed towards this foreign travel assistance. I'm sure with the rise in the amount, there will be more and more applications that will be coming during this year. HPNI is nowhere lagging behind in matching with the requirement of the national education policy. We get regularly intimation from the UGC, from the Ministry of Education, from the All India Council of Technical Education, and from the National Medical Council, all the, the statutory bodies, that how we are implementing the national education policy. HPNI is doing excellently well towards this. We have introduced and pursuing academic bank of credits. Institutional Innovation Council has been established and is performing. We provide multiple entry exit with academic break for the students. We also promote Indian languages and the Indian knowledge system. Research and Development Cell is established. HPNI Industry Linkage Center has started, and it has been helpful to guide students to get internship and employment opportunity with industries. Capacity building program for faculties. Multidisciplinary courses, not only with HPNI, but also jointly with NPTEL. HPNI Placement Cell and HPNI Alumni Cell is very active. I'm very proud to tell that more than 1,400 students have registered in the Alumni Cell, and our Placement Cell is also very active with updated information on the employment opportunities and postdoctoral fellowship opportunities. With the approval of COM, we have introduced this Professor of Practice. We have sent circular. We have requested all the units to identify the Professor of Practice from the industry or from trade or from arts, science, and any other field who have just 15 years of experience. They need not have PhD degree, and they should be only excellent in any of this industry or trade or arts or science. They can be considered as a professor, and they can mentor the students in different domains of their conventional expertise. We also provide teaching assistantship to the PhD scholars, and I'm very proud to tell that this year we have conducted one online course on advanced materials chemistry. Professor A.K. Tyagi, Dean HPNI, was the course director. And if I look at the specific achievements that has been made in this during this period, April 24 to March 25, we have conducted for first time the annual students cultural program Anurang in the same auditorium on June 3rd, 2024, with participation of students from nearly more than 100 students from many CIs and OCCs. As I mentioned, we have introduced two NPTEL courses, an introduction to laser and laser system by Professor Biswas and risk-based engineering by Professor P.V. Varde. They are retired faculties of HPNI. Academic programs have been initiated at MPMMCC and the Homi Baba Cancer Hospital at Varanasi, which is acquired as the second OCC of HPNI during this period. And we are in the process of initiating academic programs also at Homi Baba Cancer Hospital and Research Center at New Chandigarh after getting the approval by the Ministry of Education as the third OCC of HPNI. So HPNI has on date today 13 institutions under its umbrella. HPNI has already produced a Hindi glossary to benefit technical knowledge and also to encourage people to write technical books in Hindi language. And we have introduced 13,000 words in English converted into technical words into Hindi. Based on this experience, we have also initiated during this year nuclear glossaries in Marathi language, Gujarati language, Bengali, and Tamil languages. And I'm very proud to tell significant progress is being made in these languages to convert these 13,000 technical words from Hindi and English into the respective languages so that we can promote and motivate our faculties to write technical books on various subjects in these languages. As I mentioned, after instituting an interdisciplinary science and engineering board of studies, we have also initiating now a PhD program in environmental science and engineering to promote interdisciplinary research. I'm very happy to mention here that an extension building of the HBNI after the approval of the DAE, the work started previous year and the civil construction is completed almost, and we are in the process of now, fitting them with all the electrical, audiovisual and other requirements. Thanks to DCSCM for providing all the support to establish this extension building of HBNI. Regular webinars are being conducted by HBNI. We invite all our alumni students who are well established, who are in abroad, who are in Indian industries in top positions to give their experience to the currently pursuing PhD scholars. And other professionals also, we invite them to give, some kind of a mentoring talk, pep talk to the students to how to be their success on their own. And I'm very proud to tell there were 11 numbers of such promotional placement and entrepreneurship programs, webinars conducted. And these webinars are regularly put in our YouTube, HBNI YouTube, which is made available to the students 24/7. So that even if they are not able to attend during the course of the program, they can subsequently attend later to acquire knowledge. The ordinances and academic course of practices were earlier made in 2018. After the introduction of the National Education Policy 2020, this has been incorporated into these ordinances, and the codes of practices and ordinances of 2024 in line with the National Education Policy has been produced during this period, and it is implemented in all the CIs and OCCs. HBNI also established an intellectual property rights policy for the benefit of the students, those who are working on some of the projects that can lead into an IPR provision. And this has been already approved and then released and then circulated to all the institutions where the successful students who are interested can use them and then implement it for their benefits. And I'm very proud that for the first time, though we have been conducting graduation ceremonies and degree distribution programs, for the first time yesterday in the same auditorium, we had our university convocation, and I'm very proud that more than 120 students have received their degrees yesterday in person. Publication is one of the greatest requirement, achievement or milestone for any institution. I'm very proud to tell you in this year 2024, with the Scopus Index, HBNI had 2,711 journal publications, and most of these are published in very high impact journals like the Nature with impact factor of 69.5, the Nature Materials with impact factor of 37.2, Nucleic Acid Research with impact factor of 16.7, Nature Chemical Biology with an impact factor of 13, and so on. And as I mentioned already, based on the high quality publications in the Nature group of journals, Nature Index 2024 has ranked HBNI in the second position among all the institutions in the country, India, and also in the first position with respect to publication in physical sciences. I'm extremely proud that many of our faculties and students are also active, and they have published 6 books and 166 book chapters in addition to the 2,711 journal publications. I am very happy to mention that, as I mentioned earlier, the NIRF ranking for 2024, we obtained 6th rank as against 15th rank previous year. We obtained 16th rank in university category as against 17th rank in the university category last year, that is 2023, and 27th rank in the overall category of all the universities in the country as against 30th rank of for 2023. So it is a great moment to cherish for the HPNA colleagues, all the faculty, students, and associated members and staffs. Many of our members, faculties, and students across all CIs and OCC have received many prestigious awards and honors, and many of them have become fellows and associates of the scientific bodies. I just want to mention here, Professor A.K. Tyahi, Dean HPNI, has received the prestigious Vinyansri Award from the Government of India previous year. Professor Muhammad Yusuf from BRC, he received the prestigious the World Academy of Sciences Fellowship. Professor Banawali from TMC Mumbai received the Quimpro Gold Medal for 2024, and many more such fellowships and awards have been received by all our colleagues. My apologies that for want of time, I am not able to read all the details. HPNI also conducts regularly faculty induction programs. During this period 2024, we had two faculty induction programs on September 30 and December 9, 2024. I'm very proud to tell you that 40 new faculty members and 12 teaching faculties have been inducted after successfully attending this program. HPNI, apart from all this, also at the central office does many programs as per the mandate of the Department of Atomic Energy, Government of India, All India Council of Technical Education, University Grants Commission, and many other, statutory bodies. We get always to, the emails and letters to participate or to conduct in our places. I'm very proud to tell you, during the year 2024, we conducted a workshop on career opportunities in industry for chemistry and chemical engineering for doctoral students. Thanks to Professor Joshi, who is here, who made a very passionate speech on the opportunities for chemistry and chemical engineering students, along with Professor Banage from ICT. National Technology Day was celebrated. Professor Sri Kumar Banerjee Memorial Program was conducted. 19th Foundation Day was conducted previous year, 2024. Independence Day celebration, Anti-Ragging Week celebration, Teachers Day celebration, National Science Day celebration, International Women's Day celebration, Dr. Shekhar Basu Memorial Program. And apart from that, we have done all this mandatory program from DAE, like Swachhata Ki Seva 4.0 campaign, Hindi Divas celebration, the observance of Vigilance Awareness Week. Then we have also done a workshop on IPR and industry academia linkages to popularize our IPR that we have released in a handbook that we have released. We have conducted also a Marathi language conservation fortnight program, team meeting on HPNI, an enabler to DAE's academic program in, to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee of the DAE. It was conducted on December 9th. Workshop on publishing books and research papers jointly with BRC. Startup pre-incubation program jointly with HPNI by HPNI and all Atal Incubation Center BRC. Bharatiya Bhasha Utsav at HPNI as per the mandatory requirement from UGC, and Fit India Week celebration, National Yoga Day celebration. Probably you must be wondering that whether we have left time for any academic activities, because every month at least we have 3 to 4 programs lined up, and all the time that the central office is actively preparing the posters for the programs, conducting the program, making report and communicating to the statutory bodies, and also conducting regularly, every year we have to conduct 2 Council of Management meeting, 2 more SSCOM meetings, and 2 Academic Council meetings, and 3 Standing Committee of Deans meetings, 1 Planning and Monitoring Board meeting. Every month we have HPNI Academic Affairs Committee meeting and HPNI Management Committee meeting internally, and many more meetings that is also done in short period based on the requirements. I'm very proud that HPNI in this 20th year, 2 decades, has made, in my opinion, a great progress, and definitely thanks to the untiring efforts of not only the present team, but also all the predecessors who have toiled in the foremost years to establish everything paper by paper and by brick by brick. There are miles to go and much more is yet to be achieved than what we have done so far. And I'm proud that one day HPNI will shape up not only a prestigious national higher education research institute, but also a best global higher educational institution with its unique distributed structure. We will continue to strive hard towards this common goal of making HPNI a leading knowledge hub in the arena of nuclear science and technology and interdisciplinary research, particularly on the oncology research subject. My pleasure to acknowledge all the support guidance received from the Council of Management, Academic Council, Planning and Monitoring Board, Board of Studies, and also to the Chairman, Council of Management, Professor A.K. Mugandhi, Chancellor, Dr. Anil Kakotkar, and Sri Vivek Basin, Director BRC, to providing all the support, encouragement, and logistics that are required for HPNI to function. I must also specially thank Professor R.B. Grover, former emeritus professor and founding director, who is always available to us for any guidance, and Professor J.B. Joshi, distinguished professor of emeritus, for his valuable guidance. And I want to thank Professor Joshi specifically for establishing the J.B. Joshi Research Foundation to provide an endowment for encouraging academic excellence with the doctoral research students. The continuous improvement in academic performance of HBNI is made possible definitely not by all the leaders, but also by those who are jointly working for the academic excellence in all the institutions, 12 institutions. The members of the Standing Committee of Deans, which is the lifeline of HBNI, the Board of Studies, and the Deans Academic, Student Affair, Nodal Officers, and the committed efforts of all the Dean and Associate Deans and my colleagues at HBNI Central Office. And also I should mention here the excellent support and cooperation we receive from all the faculties with respect to the growth of HPNI. I'm sure HPNI will strive hard to reach greater heights year over year with sustained quality academic output with excellence. I would like to congratulate all the HPNI faculty members and student awardees and those who are receiving the degree today for the post-graduation. I'm very proud that you have accomplished a lot this year, and I sincerely wish that all of you will continue your effort towards sustainable eminence in the coming years. I want to convey my sincere thanks to the team HPNI under the leadership of Professor A.K. Tyahi, Dean HPNI, for the hard work they put in organizing not only the yesterday's convocation function, but also the today's Foundation Day program. And I would like to invite all those alumni who are joining the online network, as well as those who will be witnessing or watching the HPNI YouTube, to remain in touch with us so that we can take your suggestion to enhance our programs and processes into much more successes based on your post HPNI degree exposure. And my hearty congratulations to all the students who are going to receive their degrees today, and also to the HPNI Outstanding Student Awardees and JB Joshi Research Foundation Innovation Awards this year. Hearty congratulations once again, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure everyone appreciated and admired your oration as it rightly brought forth the sentiment of extreme pride and honor to be a part of an esteemed institute like HBNI within us.
Every year, HBNI showcases its academic accomplishments by providing a brief glance to its academic courses, composition of its governing body, and its distinguished faculty members in the form of an HBNI Foundation Day brochure. And this year as well, we will be continuing the tradition.
And this honorable task will be done by Ms. Seema Jain, Member, Finance Atomic Energy Commission. And to formally introduce our guest of honor, may I request Honorable Vice Chancellor HBNI, Professor U. Kamachi Mudali, to the HBNI podium.
Now I would like to make a sincere request to Ms. Seema Jain, Member Finance Atomic Energy Commission, to address the audience. Please, ma'am.
Respected Chief Guest, Sri R. Kandan, VC, Dean, Professor Jagi, and all the dignitaries and the unit heads, Professor Grover. Uh, it gives me immense pleasure to be here on the occasion of the Foundation Day of HBNI. And during my assignment here in the Atomic Energy as Member Finance, I have been very privileged to be associated with all of the activities of the HBNI. And as was mentioned by the previous speakers, I think the growth is tremendous, and this is a very vibrant and dynamic place, which is doing very, very high level research and innovation, and especially in the nuclear energy sector, all of the nuclear sector, because I think that is the unique value which HBNI as an academic institution of the highest order brings to the community here. So it has indeed been my privilege to have been able to participate in all of the meetings, COM meetings, and like Professor Kamachi just mentioned, it is a very, very unique structure. It is the first time that I've attended the meeting. I think I was really impressed. What struck me was this is absolutely a disaggregated structure. So we have the best talent and which is working like in various fields pertaining to nuclear energy from the user side, medical isotopes, nuclear medicine, then the research, SINP, all of these best in the class institutions are affiliated with HBNI, and HBNI proudly has the benefit of the infrastructure which is available at these institutions and centers. So I think any student who joins this would have the wealth of infrastructure, the wealth of talent, the wealth of guidance, which would be available here. So I think this is the beauty of this, and I really congratulate the team here who have designed. Professor, I think over you have designed a wonderfully unique thing, which I have not, I must admit, I've seen anywhere else. And I am now tempted to request you to also help us, develop these ideas in the Department of Space, because there also we have like centers which are dedicated to various aspects of the space journey. And I think the department would benefit immensely if IIST, which is the University for Space Sciences, if they also have this affiliation with these centers like such as SAC, VSSC, and PSC, where actual work is being done. So this will be able to marry the experience with the academic theory. And so I think this is a beautiful model, and I really congratulate all of you who have firstly conceptualized it, then set it up, and who are running it. So all of it is in very able hands. And like you read out in the report, 1,000 plus students is not a small thing. And I think given the current geopolitical situation that we happen to be in globally, I think HBNIs would stand to immensely benefit, and we should leverage this opportunity and make sure that we welcome any such talent which wants to work here. And in whatever way possible, we should be very open to that idea, because we definitely need more and more R&D. I was reading somewhere that India currently is 0.7% of the GDP is dedicated to research, whereas other countries, South Korea and others, are into 5+ range. So I think there's a huge gap that we need to cover up in terms of the R&D. So from my side, I would wish to see HBNI, grow from strength to strength. And I really wish that the students continue to contribute. And with the, I think the industry's role, I cannot, there's, goes without saying that the industry has to give all the support. And we are lucky that President-elect for the next year, so he's going to, support this institution. And I also request him to continue to engage with HBNI going forward, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are truly honored to have you with us today.
Now we will move forward towards the Outstanding Student Award distribution and degree distribution ceremony to the HBNI MTech students who are present in this gathering.
HBNI confers hundreds of degrees to numerous scholars all throughout the year, and today those students will be felicitated who are the ones who express their desire to receive their respective awards and degrees on the momentous occasion of HBNI Foundation Day.
The certificates and awards will be distributed by a highly revered guest of honor, Shri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO, Tata Chemicals Limited, Mumbai.
And to introduce our esteemed and dignified guest, I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor U. Kamachi Mudali to the podium. Please, sir.
Sri R. Mukundan, the Managing Director and CEO of Tata Chemicals Limited. He joined Tata Administrative Service in 1990 after completion of MBA from FMS Delhi University. He is a distinguished alumnus of IIT Roorkee. He is basically an electrical engineer, and he is a fellow of the Indian Chemical Society and an alumnus of Harvard Business School. He was awarded an honorary doctorate in business administration by XIM University, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, With over 30 years of experience at Tata Group, he has held various responsibilities across the chemical, automotive, and hospitality sectors of the Tata Group. He serves industry forums and impact organizations, and currently he is designated as the president of the Confederation of Indian Industry for the year 25-26. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for providing a befitting and dignified introduction of our chief guest.
Now we shall begin with the presentation of Outstanding Student Awards. For this, may I take the privilege of inviting Professor Naveen Kumar, Associate Dean HBNI, to kindly grace the dais and announce the names of the award recipients. We request you, sir.
Thank you, Tanya. Dignitaries on the dais, dear faculty members, students, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all. As you know, the awards are an integral part of any educational institute to bring out the best from the students and to encourage them for academic excellence. And HBNI is not an exception. HBNI confers Outstanding Student Award each year on meritorious students in various academic programs being conducted under HBNI. The outstanding awards for the PhD program, they were conferred on the meritorious students yesterday. And today, it gives me immense pleasure to present to you the names of the outstanding HBNI Outstanding Student Awardees for the year 2024 in the category of MTech, MD, DM, and MCH. But before I present the names of these students to this August gathering, first of all, my heartiest congratulations to all the winners and also to those who could not make it to the list, but put all the efforts towards completion of their thesis with due diligence. Before proceeding with the award distribution ceremony, I will just take a couple of minutes to highlight the process, to give you insight into the selection process for the benefit of those who are attending this function for the first time. The process for HBNI Outstanding Student Award begins with the invitation for nominations, and the nominations can be made by guide, co-guide, chairman, or any other member of the monitoring committee or the concerned committees, concerned dean academics, directors of the CAs and OCCs. The proposals are then reviewed meticulously by the concerned board of studies. For example, BOS in engineering sciences for MTech and BOS in medical and health sciences for the DM, MD, and MCH. And the parameters typically involved in this evaluation process are the performance starting from the beginning itself, the performance in coursework, completion time of the coursework, quality of the thesis, comments of the monitoring committee, number of the publications made, and besides these three important parameters, these are contributions to the development of a new theory, product, or process, and the relevance of the project work with respect to DA's mission programs and societal impact. Based on these parameters, BO sends its recommendations to Honorable Vice Chancellor, and I thank Board of Studies in Engineering Sciences and BOs in Medical and Health Sciences for the efforts taken by them in evaluating all these nominations and for sending their recommendation. And now it's my pleasure to invite the award winners for the today. We have in the MTech category, the first award winner is Mr. B. Vinith. Please give a big applause. Mr. B. Vinith. He is from BRC Mumbai and he is being awarded certificate. Mr. Sandeep Singh Tomar. He is in Engineering Sciences from BRC Mumbai. He is being awarded certificate. In the MD category, I invite Dr. Ms. Shreya Dhingra from TMC Mumbai. She is being awarded certificate, medal, and a cash award of rupees 15,000. Next award winner is Dr. Ms. Sumona Kundu, again from TMC Mumbai, and she is being awarded certificate, medal, and a cash award of rupees 15,000. In the DM category, we have Dr. Aditya Dhanawat, again from TMC Mumbai, and he receives a certificate, medal, and cash award of rupees 25,000. Next award winner is Dr. Anup Srinivas in MCH category from TMC Mumbai. He receives a certificate, medal, and cash award of rupees 25,000. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thanks for doing the honors.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I kindly appeal to the chief guest to commence the degree distribution ceremony to HBNI MTech students and also request other esteemed dignitaries to assist him in the distribution of degrees.
Now we will commence with the distribution of degrees. The first student is Mr. Ankan Basak from BRC Mumbai.
Please give a big round of applause. Mr. Arunabha Chatterjee from BRC Mumbai.
Mr. B. Vineet from BRC Mumbai.
Mr. Bodhisattva Banik from BRC Mumbai.
Mr. Deep Gupta from BRC Mumbai.
Deep Gupta. Mr. Gansham from BRC Mumbai.
Next is Mr. Imela Iswara Manikanta from BRC Mumbai.
He's absent. Next, we have Mr. Kuldeep from BRC Mumbai.
Next is Mr. Pali Chaitanya Sai Shri Krishna from BRC Mumbai.
Next, we have Prabhjot Kaur Bhatia from BRC Mumbai. Okay, absent.
Next is Mr. Pragyanand from BRC Mumbai.
Next, we have Mr. Sandeep Singh Tomar from BRC Mumbai.
Next is Mr. Sanjay Kumar from BRC Mumbai.
Next, we have Mr. Shreyansh Bharadwaj from BRC Mumbai. We have Mr. Shubham Kavde from BRC Mumbai.
Next is Miss Aishwarya KV from IGCAR Kalpakkam.
Next, we have Ms. Srishti Priya from IGCAR Kalpakkam. Also have Mr. Krishnapada Mehti from RRCAT Indore, but he is absent here. So this concludes the distribution of degree certificates. I would humbly request the dignitaries to take their respective seats on the dais.
Now let us move forward to another essential event of the day, which is the distribution of J.B. Joshi Endowment Innovation Awards to some highly remarkable and extraordinary HBNI scholars.
The recipients will be felicitated by our honorable chief guest, Shri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO, Tata Chemicals Limited, Mumbai.
However, before the commencement of award distribution, it fills me with an extreme delight and gratification to call upon stage Professor J.B. Joshi himself. Please, sir.
Now, I would like to appeal Professor Dipangita Datta, Dean, Associate Dean, HBNI, to grace the dais while enlightening us with a brief introduction to J.B. Joshi Endowment Innovation Awards and then announcing its recipients. Please, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to everyone, and thanks, Ms. Tania. respective chief guest dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, HBNI faculties, colleagues, invitees, guests, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to give an overview of the JB Joshi Endowment Innovation Award 2024. This award initiative was made possible through the endowment fund initiated by a benevolent contribution from Professor JB Joshi through the JB Joshi Foundation. On behalf of everyone at HBNI, I want to express our sincere gratitude to Professor Joshi for his wonderful contribution. His generosity has given us the opportunity to recognize and celebrate excellence in innovative research work carried out by our PhD students. The PhD students who have completed their PhD degree in their previous calendar year with innovative and implementable research contributions are eligible to this award each year. To select the awardee for the JB Joshi Endowment Innovation Award 2024, we had invited nomination of the prospective PhD students from their guides, co-guides, doctoral committee members, dean academics, and the directors of the CIOCC of HBNI. This year, we received 19 nominations, 3 in chemical sciences, 5 in physical sciences, 1 in life sciences, and 10 in engineering sciences. And based on the attributes that are prescribed by HBNI, the designated evaluation committee comprised of members of interdisciplinary science and engineering BOS shortlisted 7 nominations in different subject domains, and these 7 students were subsequently called for oral presentation, highlighting their innovative and implementable research contribution in their doctoral work, which was then followed by a question answer session. Based on the performance of the students, the committee came out with the recommendation of 4 names for this prestigious award, which was subsequently approved by HBNI. We are very much thankful to Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering BOS committee members for their sincere effort in selecting the awardees in very short span of time. Among the 4 awardees, 2 are employee students and 2 are non-employee students. All these 4 awardees will receive their award certificates, and non-employee 2 students also received their medal today from our chief guest, and also cash component. With this brief introduction, I now request our chief guest, Sri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO, Tata Chemicals Limited, Mumbai, to confer the JB Joshi Research Foundation Award 2024 to our awardees. I also request Honorable Vice Chancellor and the other dignitaries on the dais to please accompany the chief guest in distributing these awards. I now call upon the names of the awardees one by one. I request them to please come up to the dais and receive their awards from our chief guest. First, I call our awardee, Dr. Shaumen Dash. Dr. Shaumen Dash is an employee student, and he did his PhD work in the chemical sciences at the Bhava Atomic Research Center. He will get the certificate. Now, next I call our awardee, Dr. Saurabh Srivastava. Dr. Saurabh Srivastava is an employee student, and he did his PhD work in the engineering sciences at the Bhava Atomic Research Center. Next, I call our awardee, Dr. Kaustubh Pal. Dr. Pal is a non-employee student, and he did his PhD work in physical sciences at the Saha Institute of Nuclear Physics. He will also receive the medal and cash prizes as well. Up to a cash prize of 25,000. Our next awardee is Dr. Milan Vijayabhai Patel. Dr. Patel is a non-employee student who did his PhD work in the engineering sciences at IPR. He is now at UK and he could not be present for the award. So with this, we come to the end of this part of the program and request all the dignitaries of the dais to please take their respective seats. I take the opportunity to convey my sincere thanks to Sri Mukundan for encouraging our awardees by conferring them to the award, and my heartiest congratulations to all the awardees for their outstanding innovative research during their PhD program. Finally, sincere thanks to everyone present here for the overwhelming encouragement to our awardees. With this, now I hand over to the charge to the organizer to take the program forward. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This concludes the award distribution ceremony. I am duly grateful to all the revered dignitaries for the smooth commencement of the session.
But before moving ahead with today's proceedings, HBNI wants to confer the Honorable Chief Guest and dignitaries with a memento as a small token of appreciation.
It is my sincere request to Professor U. Kamachi Mudali, Honorable Vice Chancellor HBNI, to present a memento to our chief guest, Sri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO, Tata Chemicals Limited, Mumbai, as a symbol of gratitude and appreciation from HBNI. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Again, I humbly appeal to Honorable Vice Chancellor to present Ms. Seema Jain with the memento as an expression of appreciation. Thank you, sir.
Let's move towards the final and remarkable crucial event of the HBNI Foundation Day, which is the J.B. Joshi Research Foundation Endowment Lecture by our chief guest, Sri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO, Tata Chemicals Limited, Mumbai.
But before the lecture, it is a modest request to all the notable individuals on the dais, except our chief guest, to grace the front row seats amongst the audience. Now let us all welcome Sri R. Mukundan to grace the podium with a huge round of applause.
Please, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone here. And firstly, let me start with Professor A.K. Joshi, Dean, HBNI, Ms. Seema Jain, Member Finance, Space, Earth, and Atomic Energy, and also Mr. Hari Narayan Sahu, Dean. And most important, let me also thank Professor Kamachi Mudali, Vice Chancellor at HBNI, for inviting me to be here, part of this lovely function today. Allow me to raise this again. Also, I want to say how delighted I am to meet Professor J.P. Joshi here. So thank you so much. This has been a wonderful gift for coming here. The reason I say that is I'm changing my speech. I had some other speech, so I'm just changing because I saw him. You know, there was a request which you made that CII industry and the collaboration. I mean, ma'am, you also made this point about collaboration between industry. I think Institute of Chemical Technology in Matunga represents the highest standard of collaboration you can get between industry and academia. If you really want to see what it is, please do give them a big round of applause. And I can say that because, you know, so many professors have come and helped our company, you know, Tata Chemicals itself and many in the industry. Professor M.M. Sharma, he had come and designed one carbonating tower. You know, I'm not a chemical engineer, but I can tell you our entire efficiency is improved by 4%. That's a big, big number in terms of chemical reactions. So that's what my, you know, plant staff tell me. But that's the kind of deep collaboration you can have when academia and research and industry collaborates. And of course, ICT has had a long tradition of entrepreneurs. Most of you don't know, you know about Pidilite, you know about Reliance. All of them were students of Institute of Chemical Technology. And I pass that institute every day, and it sort of inspires me. And I also want to say that this institute is very special to us because, and especially with the name you have, Homi Baba, I'll come to that a little later, because of the strong connection which Tata has with Homi Baba. So when Professor Kamachi invited me to come here, I just said that I must come because He's such a figure within the Tata Group, inspiring figure within the Tata Group, not just for atomic energy, but for what he did and what Tatas have done with him in terms of Indian Institute of Science, where he went to study, and then he later on moved into the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, which really has been institute with whom we have worked. And the reason I say we have worked is that Tata Chemicals ran a program, Best Chemistry Teacher Award in India, entirely run by TIFR. And we also wanted to take science to school children. And this is 15 years ago when I just became the CEO. I thought industry needed best people to get inspired to join chemistry and chemical engineering. So we found the talent in TIFR, and really this tells you why fundamental research, teaching simple things to school children. And I remember going to Sophia College here, and all these students, girl students sitting there, and this professor just did some magical reactions. It was changing color, emitting gas, and they were getting so enthralled by it. And I can tell you that must have inspired at least 10-15% of the audience to join chemistry. So that's what we have to do. We have to inspire the future generations to join the field of science and do outstanding work. Now, I did come with a separate topic here. And the topic which I wanted to speak to you was about energy transition and the role of nuclear in the energy transition, what important role it has. And I thought I'll go back to my topic because I completely digressed after seeing Professor Joshi. And it's such an inspiring figure. So I think that's always we do. So in the way we look at it from the industry side, it is no longer a point of saying when, is it going to come or not? It is now the question of when. And energy transition is a fundamental transformation which is going to be on everybody today. Whether we like it or not, it is a transition which is not just going to combat climate change, which is what many people will tell you, that carbon and other elements, but it is also for India, more importantly, it is our route to energy independence. When we say Swaraj and Purna Swaraj, it is not going to come by just saying that, we became independent. We have to become independent, and we need to become independent also in the form of energy which we have. And it is an energy source which is sustainable for future. We have long depended on fossil fuel, and certainly I think the economic progress we got after fossil fuels came. I mean, you can talk about the coal era and to oil era. I think there's been a tremendous progress and economic progress has been achieved. But what it has led to is the first point which I raised, that, there is greenhouse gas. What is happening in Northeast today? You must all seen the news report of a tremendous amount of flooding in Northeast. It's an annual phenomenon. You go to Assam, every year there's a flooding, and it's like relentless cycle. And every administrator in Assam, starting from chief minister, have been trying to find a solution, haven't found one. But that's all fact of the life in terms of changing weather pattern. You go to many of our coastal cities, and if you talk about the coast of Tamil Nadu, coast of Gujarat, you see massive erosion. We are on a coastline, and we produce salt on the coastline. I can tell you that we have been raising the bunds from 2 meters, 4 meters, 5 meters. How much we can keep raising bunds to protect our salt pans from the sea? It's becoming an insurmountable exercise. And on top of that, I think if you look at the ecosystem of mangroves, ecosystem of coral reefs, everything is getting impacted. And it is real because we see it every day in our, hence I think decarbonization is very, very important, both from what I would call as static application, also as mobile application. And a lot of changes have happened within India. Our Prime Minister launched the Indian solar mission and 100 gigawatts and 500 gigawatts. So really massive targets have been set in solar and wind power. And they have certainly made a big shift. And the trouble with them, of course, is something separate. Coming from electrical engineering, I can just say that beyond 30%, the grid is completely unstable. What you saw in Spain, where a huge power cut happened, is a reflection of what happens if you go completely beyond the tipping point, how good your grid is. And we haven't found a solution. And of course, our Prime Minister says, can we have an integrated global grid, which is a massive exercise. When you look at what the status of grid in many countries is, if you look at United States, their grid is collapsing. I can tell you more or less because we have a unit in Wyoming, and it's the first unit we used to have what we call as a black start capability, which we used to put in India, which means backup DG sets. It was a norm in India. We actually don't have one now in India. We are trying to put one in the United States because the power is so unstable there that if the grid collapses, we can't restart our plant. So it's an issue. If you don't invest in power system, you end up with a problem if, let's say, intermittent power supply. On top of that, if you look at the kind of investments needed for AI and the whole data centers which are going to come up, huge amount of energy is needed. And in US itself, I think they do estimate that if they don't add the nuclear to the profile of sources which they have, they cannot meet the data center requirements going forward. And while they are setting up a huge solar panel banks in the deserts of Nevada bordering Mexico, I think this nuclear is one of the elements which they are trying to sort of build for data centers. And India is also one of the places where massive data centers are going to come. So as you see, as we shift to more and more knowledge economy, it is going to be beyond mobility, which is going to drive us in that direction. So the real issue for us is actually one more item, which is, when our father of our nation said Swaraj, he also added two items to it, which is, Sarvodaya and Antayodaya. He said five things: Satya, Ahimsa, and Swaraj, and Sarvodaya and Antayodaya. And if you go back to the principles of our father, Sarvodaya and Antyodaya means fundamentally you need a power which is affordable, which means it must be accessible to all and it must be affordable to the last man standing, last person standing. So I think we've got a problem of affordability also, which is where I think nuclear is a huge solution going forward. So the issue with nuclear, and I can only tell you from as a common citizen, what happened in Kalpakkam and other places. You say nuclear, there's a fear psychosis, general fear psychosis amongst public. But the data is something otherwise, because one of the things we did to go back and study before coming, I looked at some of the statistics. Apparently, it has the lowest fatality rates, lower than coal and natural gas. That's what statistics say. So I think what we've done is a poor job of actually going and engaging with public on why nuclear is good. I think scientists and engineers are wonderful in the rooms like this, where we can speak with data, but when it comes to engaging with public, I think we need to be far more forceful to say about this data and present it in a way it is possible. And within Europe, we have a plant in UK, and I think that has had a massive problems in terms of economics of the plant after the Russian gas sort of went away. But one country which has not been impacted by the Ukraine war has been France. And if you dig deeper, why France is so not really impacted by high cost of gas, it's fundamental that France did not pull away from nuclear. UK did pull away. They actually blocked the last nuclear plant, and Germany actually closed their last nuclear plant. And I think France, which continued to have nuclear in the profile, has survived this Ukraine war much better than the rest. So I'm just placing one on safety record, other one that when shocks come from other side, nuclear does provide the answer. And for us, nuclear itself as a commercial organization, it's not a question of where, is it one of the options we have, but it is a question of when. And I just want to say that as India plans its own strategy on nuclear and it's trying to invite private sector into nuclear, US is not far behind. In fact, our unit in US has signed up for what we call as SMRs. This SMR is actually one level smaller than SMR we think in India. It's micro reactors. You put it in 20-foot container, 40-foot container. You ship it as a container, and after the fuel is burnt, the container is shipped out, and they bring the fresh container in and plug and play with your. And this is based on the way I think US has developed its micro reactors for nuclear submarines. Fundamentally, they're just bringing the nuclear submarine technology to surface. We've signed up with a company called BWXT. It's known in the website. It's a public knowledge. I was in Virginia with the BWXT site. Of course, I was not refused that. I was refused access into the main parts of their factory because I was not a US citizen. But my team went and saw because they were all US citizens, and they are working. So our team is working, engaging with this issue of SMRs. The best part of SMR, what we found out practically from our side, we have a coal-fired plant in US. Now, what this is going to do is that my turbine is going to remain as it is. My entire plant circuitry is not going to change. The steam lines are going to remain the same. All it will do is take out the coal boiler and put the, so really it is like a brownfield change, which means it's extremely low cost. And if I were to set up a new, let's say any other energy transition, will cost a lot of money. And because of its in a brownfield existing grid, it sort of significantly reduced, at least in our internal calculation, reduces the cost. So fundamentally, I think there are solutions today. And for India, it is a very important piece in the puzzle. And especially as we move from what we call as $4 trillion economy to $10 trillion economy in next 10 years or 12 years, India is going to hit at least 8, go to 10. Whether it's 12 or 15 years, we don't know. But I think it'll hit that number at some point, which means we're going to create 2.5 times India very soon. The question is, are we preparing for it? And I think that is what we worry in the industry, both from skill set, when you spoke about terrific achievement, sir, which is about the number of students who are graduating. You said CIS should provide. They'll be in short supply, I can tell you. Because if you don't increase the number of people, we just can't build these sort of power leads, power plants in future. And already industry is reeling with shortage of skilled manpower. And India is a paradox in some ways in that perspective, since you spoke about skills. Industry is saying it doesn't have enough people with skills, and you are also hearing the voice there is not enough, people are not getting jobs easily. But the reality is, if they have the right skill, the right training, everybody is employable here. And in fact, the industry is growing at such a fast pace, it will absorb most of the people. For India, I think there is also another added dimension why nuclear makes sense. I think especially when we talk about our current situation, you just open any website, which is our Indian meteorological website, or even apps like Windy or whatever, any one of them, you will find that the air quality index sort of is become completely red when it comes towards North India. The entire zone, which is Indo-Gangetic zone, the air quality is absolutely poor. It is not just a winter phenomenon anymore. It is almost like it's appearing going from bad to very bad or worse by the time winter comes. And if you have to address the issues of air quality, which is here and now, which is a health issue, again, we need to stop putting carbon in the air, stop burning stubble, many things we need to do. And hence the case for wind, solar, and if we need grid stability, then I think nuclear is the answer. So clearly nuclear does offer clean baseload power. I don't have to speak, you're all part of the converted. We have to go and convince more people to switch. And I said energy security independence, I think it's a true Swaraj. And lastly, one of the things we are finding, we have a power company within the group, Tata Group, and you can speak to many of the power companies. The sites for wind in India is restricted. Today, if you see where can you put up a huge amount of wind power probably can come in Tamil Nadu, parts of Andhra, and some parts of Gujarat. That's where wind power is very efficient. And beyond that, I think there is a case to be made that wind will be high investment but not enough return. And those land parcels are going away. Then when you look at solar, while we know all the solar intensity in India, again, solar will reach a point where land won't be available. We'll have to look at putting all these panels and wind farms in the sea. In terms of land use efficiency, again, I want to say nuclear power. Effectively, the footprint is much smaller. Imagine my current boiler in the US is probably the size of this room. And imagine that's packed into a 20-foot container, which is size of this stage we are sitting in. That's the compaction we can reach if we shift to nuclear. And certainly, I think this is something institutions like HBNI, institutions like DAE must engage in. Not just stop at SMR, but to say, can they go to micro reactors? It's called Project Pele, which is part of the project which US government is working on. And we are, our company is part of that engagement. And I just want to say that I'm so delighted that I had an opportunity to come here. I was mentioning to you that I was guest in this Anushakti Bhavan from my younger days. One of my dearest friends used to practice in your hospital, and when she was here, living here, I used to come to your colony and spend a lot of time here and wonder what these people do. She was a doctor, of course. But having said that, I think HBNI's role within this Anushakti Bhavan is very, very important. And I just wanted to step back into what I started with, that one of the main reasons I sort of said I'll come here is because of the name which you carry, which is Homi Baba, is extremely dear to us. These were few people, I just want to say, when India became independent, there are few people who saw India for future. We need people who constantly reimagine India as it will exist in future, and he was one of them. I can only say that my chairman and managing director, Darbari Seth, again was one of them. You know, he went and started an institute called Tata Energy Research Institute in Delhi, which was fundamentally founded on finding out what are the alternate pathways to give energy independence for India. Of course, they went in a different direction of biomass related. Biomass will play a role. And I really think they've got a role to play in terms of protecting the environment and using biomass itself as a solution. But people like Homi Baba actually thought that they had to go really advanced technology, bring that here, make it available to a nation which was so poor. Imagine Vikram Sarabhai, Homi Baba, these people at that point were imagining India of future, which was so poor. I think with the resources we have to reimagine even much stronger India. So I'm so delighted that our government set out a target of 100 gigawatts, more power to people who want to really bring future back to this country. And we must take constantly inspiration from people like him. The morning I was actually at a function of Employees Federation of India. This institution was founded by none other than Mr. Naval Tata. And if you really want to say what was Naval Tata and Keshav Mahindra, and I have met Keshav Mahindra many times in my life because he was on my board and I used to meet him. Every time I would go and meet him in his office, he would say, what is new for India? What is new in the world and what is new for India? I had to think of an idea and go to him. His next question I know was very simple. What is your company doing in that area? How is it connected to you? And when will you sort of see something happening out of that? These people constantly push the teams around them to think beyond. And Naval Tata was someone like that. He used to think about how do you bring labor, skilled labor? How do you bring labor reforms? He was representative in ILO for many, many years, representing India in labor reforms. What Tatas have done with labor force in terms of our labor practices, employee practices, he was the person who was actually behind all that. He was one of those unseen forces. We know, of course, Naval Tata is a force for Indian Hockey Federation, but he did a lot for Indian labor and skilling Indian labor. So I'm just saying that we have got a lot of inspirational figure, not just Mahatma Gandhi, who actually inspired the nation to be free, but the people he surrounded himself with were these sort of people. And with the resources we have, I think we should do and a lot more. So clearly, I think our role in HBNI has to be to drive excellence in the expertise we produce. And so delighted to see all the students here, the kind of projects they are doing, really futuristic and selection of the outstanding. I think celebrating success and celebrating merit, I think is the right way to sort of push the standards up. The second is that I think you highlighted that you wanted to bring this also to space. And I was struck by the candor with which you spoke, and I must compliment you because we need candor in the room. Because, there's no point saying if we find a good idea somewhere, we must take that great idea somewhere else. I think we need this kind of, institutions in many, many places where they're all operating in different silos. How do we bring them all together? So really compliments to HBNI for putting it together. And it was clear because when the award winners walked in, they were doctors, medical science, there were people looking at material science, there were people looking at many, many different aspects. So compliments to HBNI for putting all this together. And lastly, I think at least in my view, and I think this goes to what Mr. Tata always used to tell me, and I'm talking about the late Mr. Ratan Tata, whom we all owe our existence. I joined when he became chairman. My entire career, I've only seen him as my chairman, and everything I am is because of the way he used to inspire us. And I do remember going to his house 15 days before his unfortunate passing away. And, he sat down and he said, what is new happening in chemicals? And he would always ask that, what is new happening? How are you thinking about it? How are you thinking about future? How are you reimagining? And that cannot happen if you don't focus on R&D. And you mentioned, ma'am, about the kind of expenditure we are spending on R&D, that most countries, most advanced countries are at 5%, we are at 0.7, 0.8. And of course, we pride ourselves to say we do frugal work. What costs basically any research work we do in India, it costs about 3 to 4 times overseas. So at least we need to take the Indian expenditure to about 1.5% to match that number, because we really believe that we do frugal work. But I want to say that he was instrumental. Tata Chemicals didn't have an R&D center. And he one day told me that, how will you imagine future if you don't work on it? So I told him, what should we do? He said, at least put some people together to start the work. So we actually set up an R&D center in Pune. And I remember we didn't have money in those days. So every time money is a shortage. So I had gone to a panchayat village, and the panchayat chief told me there's a marriage hall. It's available for very low lease rental. We took that on lease rental. We refurbished it. We started our R&D center in a marriage hall in Perangut village. And to my surprise, Mr. Tata told me that he wants to come and see the scientists. So I told him we can come, because we were still about buying land to buy the building, because it's a slow progress, right? And we didn't have enough funds at that. So I didn't know how he's going to react, but he came, and then our team did a brilliant job. You know, in India, we've got this marriage ka jo parda lagta hai road mein. So they had put parda all along the road after he moved from the main road. So he's saying, is there a large wedding here? I said, no, there's no large wedding. Later on, I had to explain to the team had actually completely fenced off any view on the side. And he came and he said, this looks like it had a stage also on top, by the way, like this, because marriage function happens on a stage. And there were labs here. He looks, this building looks very odd. I said, sir, it's actually marriage hall. He said, why you take my, I said, we had presented a budget. This is the budget we got. But he met the scientists. He spent 2 hours with them. And he thoroughly enjoyed himself, even though, because the real issue in science is the passion of the scientist, the work they do, not the place they are in, the environment they create for themselves. By the way, as he left the hall, he sort of turned to me and says, Mukund, your scientists need a better place. I said, thank you so much, sir. I'll put the proposal tomorrow. That's how our R&D center started. And really, I think we have to continue to inspire the private sector to sort of do a lot more research. I think a lot of research is happening in government. Some good companies in private sector are spending a lot of money, especially in the automotive sector. But with new areas opening up for us, whether you talk about new areas of electronics, new areas of space and nuclear science, material sciences to make a lot of progress. So really, there's a huge opportunity for us to build and sort of build a huge cadre of R&D centers, which will be really for the future. And I just want to say that something which we always believe in our value system, to end this whole discussion here, and my long-winded speech, which was very structured, became highly unstructured as I went along, is the importance we give to safety. I think I must tell you, our standards of safety within chemical sector, at least in my company, went up because we hired someone from the Nuclear Power Corporation. And nuclear people who engage in nuclear power obviously have a much heightened level of safety. But we need to inculcate, I think, a safety culture in every piece of our operation, whether it be our driving on the road, whether it be running a chemical plant or we're running a nuclear plant. So for HBNI, I think that this is also going to be a big area of focus to produce people who have specialized knowledge of safety. And lastly, I think intellectual property, which is we need to produce more in IP, but also engage with the regulatory regime as we move forward. We also need people who can sort of formulate the right regulation, right guardrails. One of the problems I highlight, ma'am, to you, especially coming from the industry, has certainly now woken up, but woken up late to the importance of engaging on policy and regulation. Because in the past, what used to happen, they would wake up after the regulation has come and then go to government to say, can you amend this? Then it becomes a very, very difficult process for even the policymaker. Why did you not? So I think one of my thesis here is that as we start to involve private sector to come into nuclear power, nuclear energy becomes more and more. The regulatory framework we develop for it, we should think ahead. It should while it focuses on making sure the safety standards are not let down, it also must focus on innovation. It also must focus on change, because with innovation will come progress. So really, I would say that my compliments to HBNI for doing yeoman service in this area. And to me, nuclear energy remains a very critical part of energy transition. More so because a chemical sector from which I come, we are not just about electricity. We are also about steam. We are also about liquid related heat sources, which are very different. And since we need those heat sources, this becomes a very viable option for us. And in that context, I think HBNI has a huge role, and my compliments to the faculty, the students for doing the service to nation. And this is our pathway to be truly energy independent, and it's a choose for us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us. Your extensive experience and leadership in the sector have clearly influenced the profound understanding of the challenges and opportunities we face.
Your guidance on such as embracing innovation and fostering a culture of continuous learning is something we will take all to our hearts. Now I appeal to Sri Harinarayan Sahu, Registrar HBNI, to grace us with his concluding and gratifying remarks for the evening.
Good afternoon to everyone. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to deliver the vote of thanks on this special occasion of 20th Foundation Day of our esteemed university. On behalf of the university administration, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Sri R. Mukundan, Managing Director and CEO, Tata Chemicals Limited, Mumbai, for gracing this occasion with your inspiring presence and words. Sir, your lecture has not only enlightened us, but also reaffirmed our commitment to academic and societal excellence. A special thanks to the guest of honor, Ms. Seema Jain, NIS 1991 batch, Punjab cadre, Member Finance, Space, Atomic Energy and Earth Commissions in the rank of Secretary to Government of India, whose presence added grace to today's event. We are truly privileged to have you, Madam, for the release of Foundation Day brochure and your encouragement. To the esteemed members of the Council of Management, the Academic Council and other institute authorities, thank you for your vision, leadership and continued guidance that shapes the destiny of this university. A heartfelt thank to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, whose visionary leadership continues to guide and uplift this institution. I would also like to acknowledge Professor J.B. Joshi sir and the J.B. Joshi Research Foundation for its generous patronage and unwavering support in promoting innovation, sustainability, and academic achievement. Congratulations to all the award recipients. Your dedication, hard work, and contribution stand as a beacon of inspiration to the entire academic community. Congratulations to all the graduating students. Today marks the culmination of your hard work, dedication, and perseverance. May your journey ahead be filled with purpose and continued success. We are proud to see you step out as ambassadors of our institution. A heartfelt thanks to our faculty, researchers, staff, students whose collective effort continue to drive university's mission forward. Your commitment to academic excellence and engagement is what makes this institution truly special. I must also acknowledge Dean Professor A.K. Tyagi sir and the organizing committee, the technical and support staff, and all the volunteers who have worked behind the scenes to make this event seamless and successful. Last but not least, thanks to everyone present here for your valuable time, energy, and for celebrating this important milestone with us. Thank you once again and have a wonderful evening ahead. Jai Hind. Now, I request all of you to please rise for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Now, all are invited for high tea outside the auditorium. Thank you.
Vinod sir.